Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into some explosive news about the US job market that's shaking the foundations of what we thought we knew about our economy. Grab a coffee because this is going to be a wild ride. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, or BLS, just dropped a revision that's sending shockwaves through the economic world. They've adjusted their job numbers, and not by a small amount. We're talking about 818,000 jobs that have essentially vanished into thin air. 818,000 jobs that we thought existed don't. Now let's put this into perspective. This isn't just a small adjustment or a rounding error. This is the largest revision we've seen in a decade and the second largest ever recorded in US history. The only time we've seen a bigger correction was during the Great Recession. That should give you an idea of just how significant this is. But what does this mean in real terms? Well, remember all those glowing job reports we've been hearing about throughout 2023? The ones that touted an average monthly increase of 230,000 jobs? It turns out that those numbers were way off. The real average is a much more modest 130,000 jobs per month, a staggering 43% decrease from what was initially reported. Professional services took the biggest hit, losing 358,000 jobs. Leisure and hospitality, a sector that's been closely watched since the pandemic, has lost 150,000 jobs. Manufacturing, often considered a bellwether for the overall economy, lost 115,000 jobs. Interestingly, government jobs remained largely unaffected, even showing a slight increase of 1,000 jobs. Make of that what you will. Now, how did we get here? How could the numbers be so far off? Well, it turns out some analysts have been sounding the alarm for months. As far back as March, when most of Wall Street and the economic world were still buying into the rosy picture painted by the BLS, these skeptics were warning that at least 800,000 jobs by the U.S. payrolls was likely overstated. These analysts pointed to discrepancies between two different sets of data. On one hand, we have the Establishment Survey, which the BLS uses for its quick-release monthly reports. On the other hand, we have the Quarterly Census of Employment and Wages, or QCEW, which is more comprehensive but takes longer to compile. The skeptics argued that the Establishment Survey was painting an overly optimistic picture, and they were right on the money. This raises some serious questions about the methodology used by the BLS and whether it truly captures the realities of our modern dynamic economy. But why does all of this matter? It's not just about numbers on a page or statisticians arguing over methodology. These revisions have real-world implications that affect all of us. First and foremost, it suggests that the labor market started cooling much earlier than previously thought. This contradicts the narrative of a robust job market that many policymakers and economists have been pushing well into 2024. It means that the economy might not be as strong as we've been led to believe. This has huge implications for policy decisions. Think about the Federal Reserve, for example. They rely heavily on employment data when making decisions about interest rates and monetary policy. If the job market is weaker than they thought, it could influence their decisions moving forward. It also has implications for financial markets. Stock prices, investment decisions, and business strategies are all influenced by perceptions of economic health. A revision this large could lead to a reassessment of market valuations and investment strategies. But perhaps most importantly, it raises serious questions about the reliability of government-reported economic data. Critics argue that the BLS, and by extension the current administration, may have been using rushed, inaccurate data to paint a rosier picture of the economy for political gain. This is particularly relevant with elections on the horizon. Some critics, including political figures like RFK Jr., have even questioned whether we need the BLS at all. They argue that its $750 million budget could be better spent elsewhere, especially considering private companies already track U.S. unemployment for free. Now let's talk about trust. Trust is the foundation of our economic system. We need to be able to trust the data we're given to make informed decisions, whether we're policymakers, business leaders, or individual consumers. A revision this large erodes that trust. It makes us question not just these numbers, but all economic data coming from official sources. So where can we go from here? Well, as consumers of economic information, we need to approach these numbers with a more critical eye. We need to look beyond the headlines and dig into the methodologies and sources of the data we're presented with. This should be a wake-up call for policymakers and economists. We need more transparent, accurate, and timely methods of measuring our economy. In an age of big data and advanced analytics, surely we can do better than relying on survey data that's so prone to massive revisions. For the markets, this might mean a period of reassessment and volatility as investors and analysts digest this new information and what it means for various sectors and the economy as a whole. And for all of us, it's a reminder of the complexities involved in measuring and understanding an economy as vast and dynamic as that of the United States. It's easy to get caught up in headline numbers, but the reality is often much more nuanced and complicated. As we wrap up, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this revelation? Does it change your perception of the economy? Do you think we need to overhaul how we measure and report economic data? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this information valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth analysis of economic trends and their impact on our daily lives. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Until next time, stay informed, stay skeptical, and keep questioning the data. Thanks for watching.